So when we had Reverend Johnson here earlier, he made reference to one of his favorite people in the room, being Dr. Sephus. And so now we have an opportunity to discover more why. And Dr. Nashlie Sephus is really the future. And I have had some issues with AI and some opinions about it. But when she and I talked, what was exciting from her perspective, it's more about making it a friend rather than a foe, and really us embracing, this new technology. And our failure to embrace this new technology and just a way of living is not in our best interest. So, and I told you how delighted that I am that you are not only in this space, but you've been a marvel in this space in terms of what you and your company have accomplished, what your Bean Path is doing. It is extraordinary. So folk need to hear from you. She is the tech evangelist for Amazon AI, focusing on fairness and identifying bias at AWS AI. She formerly led the Amazon visual search team as the applied scientist in Atlanta, which launched visual search for replacement parts on the Amazon shopping app in June of 2018. So all of that shopping you're doing on Amazon and finding the right, components and all that, the data scientist behind so much of that is Nashlie. Dr. Sephus became the founder and CEO of the Bean Path, a nonprofit organization based right here in Jackson, Mississippi. And she assists individuals and startups with technical expertise and guidance. And in 2020, she became the owner and developer of the Jackson Tech District, 14 acres of mixed-use commercial space, real estate space in downtown Jackson to bring training and technology to the workforce and economic development to the area. Dr. Sephus.
Can y'all hear me okay? Yes. Okay, thank you so much. I will be very brief as well. Have a short video to show you about the Bean Path. While they're loading that, anybody got the Amazon app on your phone? Raise your hand. All right, I know I order way too much stuff on Amazon. I don't know who getting more money from who, that's what I say. But pull up, if you can, pull up the Amazon app. I'm gonna have you do something real quick. If you pull it up, there is a search bar. And if you look at that search bar, there's a little camera icon where you can click on that and you can actually point your camera at something and be able to search for it. All right, so you can try to search for something with that, pointing at your watch or your shoes, a water bottle, anything. And I want you to tell me if it actually worked. Now, if it doesn't work, don't say nothing. I don't want to hear. Don't say nothing. All right. Anybody getting anything come up? Okay, we got what you get? Dr. Pepper, okay. All right, so pull it. Anybody else? All right, what we getting back here? Okay, some sandals, okay. So they will show you whatever, right? Because they want you to buy it, right? Anything? Anybody else get anything that worked? Semi-worked? Okay, watch, okay. All right, cool. So that technology, that was the company that we sold to Amazon for multi-millions of dollars. So this was in 2016. So born and raised right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Went to Mississippi State for undergrad in computer engineering. Went to Georgia Tech, and so it took me to Atlanta. I still live in Atlanta, so my fellow ATLians over there. And so I'm back and forth all the time between Atlanta and Jackson, probably like 50-50. And so our Amazon office that I work with is still in Atlanta. I am the only Black female applied scientist in AI at Amazon out of 1,000. So just to give you some context of still how far behind we are in terms of the disparity of diversity and inclusion in the tech world. We got some computer science majors in the audience. I know we got a few. Okay, I'm looking to y'all to help break the cycle, okay? So keep going. What? Yeah, let's talk. All right, so that's my background, that's who I am, but I want to talk a little bit more today about what I'm doing in the community, what I'm doing in Jackson, Mississippi, which is my passion. That's what I really want to do. After we sold that company, I came back home and started investing in my community, whereas most people would have went and bought a yacht. I probably, maybe sometimes I still think maybe I should have did that, but no, I'm really invested in what I'm doing. I really want to see my community grow, and not many people will want to do that. And so we've had a lot of success over the years, and so I'll tell you a little bit about the bean path in the video. You can go ahead.
Jackson, Mississippi. Nashlie knocks on door.
I was raised by my mother and my grandmother, very strong women, and they taught me that I could be whatever I wanted to be as long as I put my mind to it. In Jackson, Mississippi, there weren't a lot of opportunities to do artificial intelligence and machine learning, so I went to Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Less than 3% of the computing workforce are Black women. It doesn't have to be that way. That's why I started the Bean Path. We help people in the community build a website, help them grow their business. We work with youth programs. We also provide grants and scholarships. We need to make sure that all the communities have what they need, whether it's access to internet, access to experts, or access to resources.
I grew up picking cotton, but I knew that was not all that life had to offer for me. I managed the Metro Jackson section of the National Council of Negro Women. I'm building a website so that we'll be able to network all across the country.
Since its inception in 2018, the Bean Path has helped more than 400 local businesses and individuals with their technology needs. Now, they're planning to build a 14-acre tech district.
Jackson has been dying on a vine largely because of the economic flight to the suburbs. This project is transformative. We're all talking about the brain drain. Nashlie's project creates an environment where young people want to stay.
A lot of people think that nothing good comes from Mississippi. I want to make sure that I'm changing that stereotype. The Jackson Tech District has been a dream of mine for several years now. I want people to know that they can. Once you bring in people of different backgrounds to the tech scene, we provide greater innovation for all.
Acer is proud to support those using technology to make the world a better place.
All right, thank you. So actually that 14 acres is now 21 acres. We acquired an additional 7 acres. So we have 21 acres and 8 buildings total. We finished our first project, which was where we were meeting for we saw the students at the Bean Path headquarters and Makerspace. If you're not familiar with Makerspaces, there's lots of equipment in there for you to use to actually make whatever you could think of, from laser cutters, 3D printers, woodworking, CNC routers, and things like that. And so I'll jump into some slides to give you all a little bit more visuals. Gallatin Street in downtown Jackson is a place that's been mostly abandoned all my life, and we're totally revitalizing that entire community. For many people don't know that Gallatin Street is downtown. It's less than a mile away from here. Actually, you can go straight down the JSU Parkway with the roundabouts, and you'll run right into it. And it hits downtown near the train station, the Federal Building, King Edward Hotel, etc. Gallatin Street is actually the red line historically. One side is one city council ward, the other side is another city council ward. One side is Congressman Benny Thompson's district, the other side is the Republican district. And in a lot of ways it splits. And historically we followed the path and the gentrification and how the city has been starved of resources and how this area was hit the most. And I grew up not too far away from this area. And so this is a total transition from what most people see in Jackson, what most people can even fathom can happen in a place like Jackson, Mississippi. So you can move forward. So this is what it looks like today, and we're really driving some major impact. I'm a numbers person, I'm an engineer at heart, so we gotta have numbers at the table. So we're developing hundreds of thousands of square feet. We're trying to bring 1,500 jobs to the area. We notice we're in a big housing shortage in downtown Jackson. We're also in a big food desert. in downtown Jackson. There are also lots of areas for more amenities like green space, dog parks, and things like that. All the things that I see in Atlanta when I love, the places I love to go eat, the places I love to hang out, we just don't have those type of amenities here in Jackson, Mississippi, and it's time for somebody to make a change. So the development includes everything from housing to office and tech lab space. We also have some food spaces and also green space. Very excited about, I do roller skates, so I'm excited about the skate park we're building over there and some of the other things that are to come. You can keep going. The housing is split across affordable, market rate, as well as student housing. We've been featured, myself and my business partner, it's actually my business partner, Dr. Amber Johnson. She was the first Black woman to get her PhD in computer science at Purdue. She's also a Jackson, yeah, you can clap for that. I mean, and that was in 2019. And for those of you in computer science started at Purdue University in Indiana, and this was the first time they ever had a Black female get a PhD. She's also a Jackson State grad too. So, yes, the yellow, somebody said. All right, so we're happy that we were able to make this type of commotion around the country, actually globally, about the project that we're doing, whereas most of the things you see on TV about Jackson are all negative. The water crisis, the political issues, the flag, whatever you can think of, we're at the bottom of pretty much every list. And so it was really this type of external pressure and attraction that really made people take someone like me seriously. I don't look like your typical real estate developer. I don't have a background in real estate development. And I am also someone who lives in Jackson, Mississippi, where things like tech hubs just don't really exist. And so there are a lot of challenges here, but we've been making our way and we've actually been doing it. I've been able to do this. Again, you say you can't do it alone. I have a whole team. I still work full time. Don't let them tell you that you can't do it. You can do multiple things. If you secure a good team, people that you can delegate tasks to, then you can rely on other people too to help you. This was our maker space we completed last year. We had a big celebration. A lot of people came out, painted the mural. Many people have told me, you know, this entire block has totally transformed since you moved in and started to do things. And we started to feel better about the community and the places that we belong to. And we are community focused first. Most tech hubs in Silicon Valley, New York, et cetera, they displace the communities that they're in, and they don't try to include the people around them to be more involved in the tech industry. For those of you who know, the tech industry, with about 6 to 9 months of training, you can get into a 6-figure paying salary. And people don't have access to that type of education. And know that they have access to that type of narrative. No disrespect to those in college. I want you to finish your degree. But there are a lot of people who don't finish their degrees, who live in other places, and they're doing really, really well in the tech industry. And so if we can continue to teach this narrative to the people in the community who don't nearly have access to it, we can change generations. We can change generational wealth. We can change communities. We can build the economy, and all starting with a place like this. This is just some more projects, some more renders of the next phases of the project. You can just keep going. Keep going. We have restaurants, workforce development. This is the storage building on the corner. You probably passed by this many times. So we're transforming it to housing and retail space. And these are all of our partners. So we can't do it alone. You need money. Thanks. And I've also invested over $1 million of my own capital into this project as well. So I can't ask them to do it and me not do it myself. And so I'm excited about what's to come, and I'll welcome any questions you may have. So, thank you.
I have a question. I work for a law firm. How can we make a donation? Oh, I'm sorry. I work for Tatum and Wade Law Firm. Mm-hmm. This is just my part-time job right here.
Okay.
And just being here, this has really excited me. How could we, the firm, contribute and make a donation into your project?
Thank you. We definitely welcome any donations, partnerships in terms of financial as well as other types of partnerships. We have a law firm that actually works pro bono with us too. So any type of partnerships, all you have to do is go to our website, beampath.org. I think it's beampath.org/donate, but there's a donate button on there. And we definitely take all forms of payments. You know, we don't leave anybody off the table, okay? So Cash App, whatever you got, Zelle, we can do it. You know, if you want to put the money in my hand and ball it up like my grandmama does, you know, we'll take that too. All right, so, but yeah, we appreciate that so much. Thank you.
My turn. Let me formally introduce myself. My name is Isaiah White. I attend Clark, Atlanta, and I'm majoring in computer science. Yep. Along with myself is two other people over here, Ms. Lauren Vickers and Mr. Yusef Ryan, who are majoring in computer science. And we just want you to double back on that comment you said about internships.
Yeah, y'all, listen, the tech industry is, they say that the bubble is about to burst, but just know that the wave is like a pendulum. Somebody mentioned that earlier. There's times when we have layoffs, there's times when we're not hiring, there's times when we are hiring, but always submit your resume. I'll definitely I'll give you my email, connect with me. Well, I don't have it up here, but it's basically Nashlie@Amazon.com or Nashlie@thebeampath.org. Either way, you can send me your resume, and I'll definitely connect you with recruiters. But I say just because the big four tech companies may be laying people off, they may not be hiring. There's so many other tech companies out there that you can work for that people forget about. There are startup companies, there are mid-sized companies, and they're all looking for that talent. And so just don't write yourself off assuming, you know, hey, I might not be ready for this company. But when you do get that call and that internship and you're getting ready for your interview, make sure you study. Make sure you take it seriously. Make sure you take any advice that the recruiters or the people on the team give you and just treat it like a class, because oftentimes you almost got to spend extra time out of your class schedule to study for that interview. So just don't take it lightly.
Thank you.
Hi, he already said my name. My name is Lauren Vickers. I attend Clark Atlanta University, and I am a computer science major. My question for you was, I know that you're coming back to your home to improve it and make it better, which is my ultimate goal, but on a smaller scale. Like once I get my degree and get started, I want to go back to underprivileged communities in Houston and start a nonprofit for Black girls in STEM. Because of course, I was fortunate to be for my mom to put me in different programs and things. Thank you, but not everybody has that option. So I wanted to ask you, how do you think I could get started now, or what do you think would be the best way to go into that?
Into starting your nonprofit and investing in your
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it really, to be honest, I could have started BeamPath a long time ago. I didn't have to wait until I sold the company to Amazon. Like, in hindsight, I think we don't often give ourselves the privilege to fail as much as our counterparts. And sometimes you just gotta go and do it. You may not have all the right answers, you may not be the expert, but if you have the willpower and you have the work ethic and you know how to find the answer, I say just give it a shot. You never know where it could go, where it may take you. When I started the BeamPath, we were meeting in the local libraries. We didn't have a space. It was just myself, maybe a couple other friends. A couple other friends went to Jackson State, went to Georgia Tech, and I said, hey, we're all based in Jackson. Let's just meet at the library once or twice a month and just see how many people come. We'll send out some social media flyers. And before we know it, people were lined up at the library door before the library even opened to come talk to us, like a line of 10 people. And so I was like, wow, there's a demand for this. And then you'll figure it out. Like we got to the place where I think during COVID, the meeting rooms in the libraries shut down. And so we had to find another option. So that's what sent me looking for a building. I really just wanted one building, but the guy, he actually owned all the property around it too. I know he thought I was crazy. He's like, this lady, I'm about to make some money off of her. You know, she's trying to buy all this property and it wasn't worth much. I got it for a little or nothing. He didn't know, of course, what I was gonna do with it. I didn't tell him, you know, but it's worth 3 times as much what I paid for it. And I closed in 2020. And so I say just start, you never know where it may take you. A lot of times we try to make sure we have all the ducks in a row. Maybe just have 60% of your ducks in a row. Okay. So, yeah.
Thank you. And my last thing is, can I get your email as well?
What's that?
I said thank you, and my last thing is, can I get your email as well?
Yeah, it's Nashlie at thebeanpath.org or Nashlie at Nashlies@Amazon.com.
Okay, thank you.
That's while I'm still at Amazon. Who knows? I know I might not. Maybe it's, I'll be there today. That's all I can say right now. So.
Okay, my name is Marlisa Scott.
Now, this is my mentee, y'all. She go to Jackson State.
Yes, alumni, I love. My question is, how do you handle, as you said previously, being the only Black woman in your workplace?
It takes a lot. So she mentioned, the guest speaker mentioned the microaggressions, having to deal with being in between two different worlds, code switching sometimes, happens. I think post-COVID and post-George Floyd, for me at least, the tech industry was more welcoming and more inviting because they actually needed us to help get through some of the issues that had been there for years, right? But people started finally leaning in and understanding how, if they fix those issues, how much more it could benefit the business, the bottom line, the numbers, and so I believe that, and for me, I work in responsible AI. So biases in AI, biases in face recognition, that's our world that we live in. And so you need diversity to solve those type of problems. And so for the first time, I started feeling valued for being different instead of being penalized. I've been in some pretty crazy situations where just the level of disrespect is just, and it really hurts, and so you have to learn how to say, okay, one thing I always used to do was, and I had a friend that used to say this too, I used to think my ancestors went through a whole lot more for a whole lot less. Mm-hmm. And so I said, well, maybe I can go another day and maybe one day things will get better because I'm here. And that's what keeps me going.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, all right, I'll